Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I want to spend a few minutes talking to you today about jumping, dogs jumping on people. It's a real common issue that most dog owners at some point have to confront. Either their dog jumps on them or their dog jumps on someone else. And because it is such a common problem, there's been a ton of advice given out there on the internet, in blogs, articles, videos, podcasts. And my issue with all of that advice is that most of it is incorrect, which means if you heed that advice, more than likely your problem will not go away, or it actually could become worse. If I addressed all of those pieces of advice given on different formats, I would not have any time to do anything else. So today I selected one that I want to go over, and I picked it specifically because it is an article written by a veterinarian. Now, you know I love my veterinarians. I really do. I really appreciate what they do, especially taking care of my dogs and everyone else's. However, most dog owners hold veterinarians to be the be-all, end-all when it comes to anything dogs. And therefore, anytime I come across anything that they put out that I feel is incorrect, I'm going to jump on it. So I jumped on this particular article today. And I'm not going to name the veterinarian in this particular article because I just don't play that game. I'm just going to call her Dr. B, and she's the good doctor. And just so you know, if you do come across her, figure this thing out who it is, then I'm going to tell you that I enjoy so much of what she does write. She does a really good job writing about health articles and everything, homeopathic, all sorts of good stuff. I really enjoy it. It's just when she writes about behavior that I have an issue. All right, so the title of this article is The Wrong Way to Train Your Dog Not to Jump on People. All right, let's get after it. Okay, there's 5 points in this article. I want to cover them real quickly. Number 1, she writes, a misbehavior that is annoying, potentially dangerous, and also quite common in dogs is jumping on people. Agreed. It's so common, in fact, that it feels like a natural canine reaction. Okay, close the book. We're pretty much done. No, just kidding. But you should be if you're reading this article, because if you didn't realize, it is a natural canine reaction. In fact, it's actually more than that. It's a survival behavior that young dogs and young wolf cubs know how to do, know why they should do it before they even come out of the womb. So it's biologically prepared learning. They don't have to be taught to do this. And why? Hey, you only get to feed off of mama for so long, and then after that, you need to eat something else. And wolf cubs, they cannot go straight from mom's milk onto a deer, elk, moose, any sort of that kind of tough meat with tough hides. No, because they're cutting their adult teeth for about 4 months after weaning off of mom. And therefore, they need baby food. And baby food comes in the form of pre-digested food or wolf vomit. Whenever adult wolves return back to the camp, they frantically run out and greet that adult wolf and just start jumping up. And why do they have to jump? Because the head is high. Meaning that's why these dogs and wolf cubs all jump. Because they're trying to achieve a head level status. So you see wolf cubs jump up, lick the returning wolf in the face, and that will stimulate most of these wolves, if they have food to give, to feed the offspring. So again, dogs really don't care about jumping on us. They care more about getting to our heads. The issue is our heads are way up there. So they got to get past a bunch of leg and a bunch of torso to get to our heads. And it's why if you bend over far enough or you pick up that little puppy, it'll start licking you in the face. And again, you may think it's trying to give you kisses, and that's all fine and well. But from an instinctual standpoint, I'm licking your face because something tells me to lick your face, and I think I'm expecting you to give me something for doing that. It's about getting head level. It's called local communication. Whenever you're a group living animal, you spend a great deal of time and energy trying to influence the other individuals in the group for your own personal gain. So again, you see 6 wolf cubs jumping up on a wolf. Number 6 doesn't care about 1 through 5. Hey, this is about me, baby. I'm going to jump up and lick you in the face. You, not the other one laying over here, not the one that's wading across that creek over there, but you, so that you hopefully will feed me. Local communication. I want to influence your behavior, and I need you to know that. I'm directing all of my energy and all my communication to you. I could use this later on in life for control. I want to control you. I don't care about what they're doing. I want to control you. Or I'm thinking about courting you. I'm thinking about you could possibly be my mate. So it's direct communication. Direct communication. As your dog becomes older, its desire to jump up, if anything, is driven from a food standpoint, a consumption of energy standpoint. Then your dog will now start to jump up on you because they need to learn a little information whenever you're gone from an extended, been gone for an extended absence. And some of that is, first of all, who are you? As I become older, I start becoming more keen to threats, and my IFF, identification friend or foe, becomes more pronounced. I become better at it, and also there's a sense of urgency about it, so that I don't go into anti-predatory behaviors. When you return home, your dog needs to find out real quickly, is it you? Just to make sure. So they will jump up. I got to get to your head. I got to identify you. I can't identify you from the back of your head. I have to identify you. So it's, again, who are you? Then number two, if it's someone I don't know, well, then I need to jump up to make sure they're not a threat. And what they're looking for by that time are stereotypical gestures or facial features that assure them that you're not a threat. And then they want to know, have you eaten anything since you've been gone? Because that tells me that A, there's food out there somewhere, and B, the fact that you went and ate it and you came back, you're still alive, means it's safe food to eat. And that's called latent learning. And then lastly, who have you been around? Who have you been around? That's important too. They need to know that. And that's why if you go to someone's house and they have dogs, or you go anywhere where you're around dogs that are not your own, and then you return home to your own personal dogs, notice what they do. They start sniffing. After they're jumping, they'll start sniffing your feet, sniffing your legs. They want to know who you've been around. That's important as well. Have our numbers grown? Should I expect that individual? If they show up, I'll already have some familiarity with that individual. Okay, so that's number one. That's why it is a natural canine reaction, which means it's going to be very difficult to make go away because all dogs do it. You've got to have a reason to make go away. And by the way, in this whole in this little video here, I'm also referring to an article that was put out. It's titled "The Factors Affecting Dogs Jumping on People," and it was done by a university over in Czechoslovakia. And I'll put a link to it, and they just basically affirm everything that I say. So we'll go over that as well. But number two, let's move right on. The number two, what she says, punitive tactics at best only teach dogs what not to do. Okay, isn't part of living with another individual in a group environment teach them what not to do? Isn't that part of dog ownership? Isn't that part of dog training? A heavy part of it is teach them that natural behavior, I get it's natural, I understand it, but jumping on me is a real problem, and definitely jumping on these other people, my guests, other family members, is an even greater problem. And by the way, if you even jump on the wrong dog, wow, that could explode into a very violent outcome. So we got to be very careful with that. So therefore, I could have sworn that teaching dogs what not to do was part of training. But she goes on to say, whereas positive punishment, or positive reinforcement, training teaches alternative acceptable behaviors to replace undesirable behaviors. Yes, got it. That's why when we make undesirable behaviors go away, when the dog no longer does those behaviors, we reward the animal. We do give them another choice. But when it comes to survival behaviors, you've got to make that thing go away first. So in many cases, you have to make the undesired go away, undesired. And then you can start to say, and by the way, if you do this, there's more benefit associated with this in comparison to that, which has a whole lot of cost. Again, I've made many videos on jumping, many videos on the command off. And I'll put a link to those because they're all on my YouTube channel, and they were covered in the 365. So just go to our YouTube channel and put in the search query, jumping, the command off, anything or any keyword associated with dog jumping, and you will find those videos on how to make jumping go away. Number three, it's important to stop reacting when the dog jumps on you. Turn your back and stand straight and ignore him. Wrong, Wrong on many levels. And again, just not just my opinion, but it's also based upon many studies that have been done, and the one I've been referring to, the factors affecting dogs jumping on people. And their study with a very small sample, they found that 2/5 of the dogs owned by their owners, when their owners turned their back on them and followed this advice, they simply ran around the front and jumped on the front side. So what are you going to do? Plant your nose in the corner? That should tell you enough. That should tell you enough that I need to do this. I need to do this. And quit making it so difficult on me. I need to do this. You're just making it difficult, so therefore I'm going to drive up more energy. I'm going to jump on you even harder. I'm going to provoke you. This behavior I'm doing is to influence your behavior. So quit ignoring me. And then on another level, doing that is aggression deference. That's what that is. That means you're turning your back. And whenever you turn your back on another animal, that means that you, if you are an animal, are saying, your will be done. Your will be done. I'm submitting to you at that moment. Let me tell you something. I have a little German Shepherd puppy named Castell. You probably have already seen her in a few videos. She's approaching about 5.5 months of age. And she jumps on my 6-year-old cattle dog, Captain, or at least she used to. And every time she would jump on Captain, who you've also seen in videos, did he turn, give her his back, and ignore her? Oh, heck no. It was an immediate boom, off. So he used a punitive tactic. And probably the 30 to 40 plus other dogs that I've allowed her to interact with that she jumped on, what did they do? No, not a single one of them turned their back. They all went woof, woof, woof. And on the 2 that jumped on her, you know what she did? She did the same thing. She used a punitive tactic. Now, in my household, fortunately, most of the occasions in which Castell jumps on Captain have all gone away. She's starting to learn. She's starting to pick up. I don't do that behavior. Okay, so again, don't do that. Don't do this. She goes on the right. This is the opposite of what he wants, attention. Again, I told you they want more than attention. And sends the message that you don't welcome his exuberant jumping routine. No, don't do that. You have to stop the undesired behavior first. Then you can teach your dog an alternative behavior. Okay, moving on to number 4. As soon as your dog performs the desired behavior, reward him immediately with a treat and verbal praise. No. Do this every time he responds appropriately to the command. You want him to connect the behavior he performed with a treat. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to jumping, you don't want any benefit. None. You don't want any food associated with that behavior. There's no benefit. If there's no benefit involved in a behavior, I will not continue to do the behavior. Only humans will do that. No animal on the planet. No animal. They do not continue to repeat what they do not have success with. So therefore, if you tell your dog off and it lands on the ground and then you give it a treat because its paws are on the ground, wow, you just introduced that there is the possibility of acquiring a benefit from doing this act. You could inadvertently be turned into a vending machine. And whether you dispense a treat or you dispense attention, it won't matter. Because your dog, again, why am I jumping on you? To get head level, and to get head level for many reasons. And I'm trying to do it with you, local communication, not you, but you. And as soon as you introduce any sort of benefit into that behavior, then that animal will exploit that to the hilt. So no, when I ignore a dog, it's after I make them get off, after I'm an active participant, get off of me. And is there a treat or is there any praise? No, I go about my business. I'm like Captain, get off of me, and then Captain goes about his business. Same thing with all those other dogs. Get off of me, they go about their business. I emulate what they do because obviously that's what nature needs you to do to make this behavior go away. When I give a treat is when the dog comes up to me, approaches me in a manner in which I need it to do, meaning don't jump on me. You walk up and you don't jump on me at all. Bingo! That's when I give a treat. That's when I give that attention. That's when I do it. But there's no treat involved at any point during the jumping scenario. Be careful with that, because the dogs, some of these dogs are producers in personality, and they will exploit that. They will get pushed off by you and then go, okay, yeah, so I got pushed off a little bit, and yeah, I got yelled at a little bit, but I got a treat. Yeah, and you harden them. You harden them. They get tougher. Okay, next thing you know, you're pushing even harder, and you're pushing even harder, and you're using all sorts of tactics. Then you blow up, and then you explode, and then after that, you get rid of your darn dog. That's why I hate bad advice like this, because that's usually the outcome. The reason why most dogs are in rescues and animal shelters is because of bad behavior. Bad behavior. Which leads me to the very last point. Number 5. Experts generally agree that a dog's behavior is almost always linked to something his owner, caretaker, or trainer did or didn't do at some point in his life. Yeah, agreed. And if you keep giving advice like this, it's going to perpetuate itself. Yeah, they're going to keep doing something wrong because no one gave the dog owner the proper advice so that they can make the behavior go away. So yeah, that one I agree with. So guys, at the end of the day, be careful about what you read out there. Use the good old common sense. Common sense. Don't be looking at anyone's credentials, their diplomas. No. You listen to yourself. You know, like the old saying, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's more than likely a duck. That holds true. That's a standard that can be held true to anything. Anything. Okay? So even if you try this, you turn your back on your dog races around, jumps on the front of you, or even jumps on your back. Common sense. Okay, that didn't work. Time to move to plan B. And again, I don't like using the word punitive. If you want to use it, I don't play word games with anybody. I just tell the truth. What does it mean? You simply got to come up with a reason, and it affects all dogs. I've been able to teach dogs not to jump on me just by giving them a good look. Why? Because their personality is a low-ranking scrounger. It doesn't take a whole lot. And then I've had these big-time producers, police service dogs, big, powerful hunting dogs. Man, I'm telling you what, it's like WWE SmackDown when you want to try and get one of those dogs off of you and ignoring them? Oh, heck no. Heck no. That's how I actually got bitten in the hind end by a dog, was turning my back on and trying to go use that advice. I want to use a demonstration to show people that doesn't work. And by golly, that demonstration did work because people say, I'm never going to do that. I saw what happened to you. Be careful with it. Use your common sense out there, people. This is a survival behavior. When every single dog on the planet does it, whew, we got our work cut out for us. But you can get it done. I get it done with all my dogs. And so therefore, refer to my videos and make sure it goes away. All right, guys, that's it. From time to time, I will be pulling out articles and information that's out there in the whole wide world being disseminated out there to everyone. And when I see something that I think is wrong, I'm going to address it, and we can all talk about it. All right, guys, so go work on that jumping thing. Make it go away. I want you to keep your dogs. I want them to stay in your household. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Put a comment down here in the feed, and I'll be glad to address that, or send me a question directly at Bryan with a Y at tamingthewild.com. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey guys, if you enjoy my videos, or better yet, find them beneficial to your relationship with your dog, please like the video, share it with another dog-loving friend, and subscribe.